Hi, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be unboxing Fysetc v0.2 R1 Pro Kit, except this time it's the CNC variant. As you may already know, I have a V0 already. But in chasing both performance and aesthetics, I wanted to try out the CNC kit. So without further ado, let's have a look what's in these boxes. I've already removed the cardboard from the main package just to make it easier for the unboxing. However, everything's exactly as you would find it. In the CNC kit, you get this pizza style box with a foam insert, which contains all of the CNC parts. Looking at the CNC components, everything looks to be incredibly great quality. The motor mounts being the most obvious. You have the A and B motor tensions here. Everything moves really nice and freely. I was quite impressed at the printed parts and how freely they moved from Fysetc in my first kit. However, these look extremely premium. I'm excited to get building with them. You have all of the small parts, pretty much the entire printed, all of the printed parts on the V0 are included in this kit, aside from a few cosmetic parts, namely the lower skirts and the panel clips. And one other thing is the power inlet. As they change from time to time, I don't think they'd want to provide that in a CNC kit. There's no markings where it's been held during anodization. Everything looks pretty great. You get all of the tiny parts that give you your spacers for your A and B idlers, even the screws for the heated bed, and your Z motor mount. And strangely enough, you also get the CNC bed mount. Now, I say strangely because I know that there's also one of them in this kit, so you'll have a spare. When I do the build videos, I'll go through this kit in much more depth. However, suffice to say, I'm pretty impressed so far. Everything looks fantastic. Moving that one aside, when you open your V0 box, obviously you'll have a cardboard box around this. First thing you'll see on top is your electrical wiring diagrams. That's for the control board, the tool head. This has been updated now to include the M36 tool head. That's good to know. A support card with some QR codes, and a pack of Fysetc stickers. Seem to have quite a lot of those around here now. And removing the first layer, not very exciting, but here you get your acrylic panels. I'm not going to open all of these. They are clear and usually matte black. I assume they'll be matte black in all of the kits. Your, you believe, is the Meanwhile power supply, which is an LRS 15024, so a 24 volt power supply. Mine came already switched to 230 volts. Now obviously they are aware that this was being shipped to the UK. I'm not sure if you live in 110 land if you need to switch that yourself, but something to be mindful of, and always check before you power on for the first time. And finally, in this layer, we have the heated bed assembly. Now, as I said before, you get your spare CNC bed there, as well as a few little extras, some JST XH connectors, a JST splitter, or joiner, sorry, a few heatset inserts, some screws, and two genuine Wago connectors. As well as that, in this box you have all of your required parts, your thermal fuse, wiring for your bed and your thermistor wire, which will wire directly to that coupler that we found in the bed, and your power wire. You have your silicone heat mat. Now, this is a 24 volt 75 watt heater. Thermistor's already integrated in here, and again, JST connector on there that will plug directly into the connector block. And we have our magnetic build surface, or the build magnet rather, and the build plate. Now again, as I saw in my first Fysetc build, these are notched, which is really nice. They're nice and easy to align quickly, and I'm glad to have a new one of those because I accidentally destroyed mine. And finally, the aluminium build surface. This is wrapped in plastic, but I know from where that the machining process is brilliant on these. They're very flat and very standard hole pattern, which means they work with any frame. Now, I know Fysetc have had some complaints about their hole patterns on the larger 2.4 machines, such as the one behind me. But at least on the V0, those issues don't exist. Good. I'll get this packed away and move on to the next phase. Okay, let's get on to the lower half. We'll start with the electronics. These systems ship with a Catalyst version 2 board, which is quite the upgrade from version 1. So it includes a USB header, which is an 8-pin Molex, which provides your USB functionality and obviously your 24 and 5 volt power to the M36 toolhead board, which I'll get to shortly. Stepper drivers are already pre-installed on here. They're TMC 2209s. This makes wiring really simple when building a printer. Your stepper motors go A, B and Z, and that's it really. Everything plugs in exactly where you would expect. It's got a nice strain relief on the side for cable management, and there'll be more on this during the install. Be the display. Okay, and this is the V0 display. Not something I've used actually. The display in my first printer, I was having problems with this, giving timeouts, and I think it had something to do with the cable running across the top of the power supply. I do plan on spending a bit of time in this one trying to diagnose that fault and rectifying it, so hopefully I'll be able to put a fix up for that soon. This board is just a simple V0 display, includes a NeoPixel for RGB. Obviously that makes your printer a lot faster. And finally the toolhead board. This is something I was a little critical of in my first build. I couldn't understand why they didn't go with CAN bus here. And after I switched to CAN bus in the tiny V0, you really don't need it. And this running via USB just makes it all the more reliable, really. Everything you need is on here. The only downside is that it uses JST PH connectors instead of XH. It keeps things nice and tidy, but it also makes it quite difficult when you want to add something yourself, such as different fans or RGB, etc. The ones provided in the kit will obviously plug directly into this, so if you're looking for ease of use, that's the one for you. This does have its own MCU built in, which I also had some problems with last time. However, I've since noticed that people have figured that out now. We have tall head fans, 3010s. Those are actually quite good in my first one. And we have the part cooling fans and tall head fans. What is nice about these fans, or at least the one intended for the hot end fan, it's PWM controlled, as are the part cooling fans. We have heat sinks for our steppers and our Wi-Fi dongle. Here's our power connector. Obviously fairly standard. As I said earlier, you do have to print the surround for this if you're using the CNC kit. or even if you're not, you'd have to print one, but you have all your wires in there already crimped, which are very nice. The wires are interesting. Okay, now on this kit the wires are tinned before crimping. That's a no-go. You don't tin and crimp. You have now, instead of the keystone connectors like the 2.4 has, this V0 kit comes with these really handy flush mount connectors. Now I know the rear skirt is custom to Fysetc, and it's designed to accept these connectors, so you have your Ethernet and your USB connector. Those are a nice addition that you don't generally get. We have some sequin NeoPixels and a USB 3 to USB 3 cable. I'm unsure what that's for. Probably something to do with flashing the MCU. You have an Ethernet cable, Bowden tubes, and a 16GB SD card, as well as some ECAS connectors in there. Lots of cable ties. I'll be going in my stash. And yet another pair of side cutters and Allen keys, which means you pretty much have everything here that you're going to need to build the printer. You do get a full roll of 3M VHB tape. That is genuine 3M as well. Nice to see. You have your cable chain that goes just for the Z-axis. Now the sailfish hot end. This will be the third one of these that I've received. I received one with my V0, which had a loose screw and clogged very quickly. I received one with my 2.4, which didn't get installed. The 2.4 runs a Rapido hot end. However, in this build, I do plan on giving this a chance. I'm going to tighten it up, make sure everything's healthy on there, and I may even upgrade the nozzle, but we'll give it a try, see what happens. And for those interested, the V0 now has a genuine bamboo hot end, which is a great addition. However, this should be able to perform as well, if not better than. Then we have a hardware bag. So this one contains EMG clone gears. These are the Fysetc's own CNC version of those, which are very nice. Bearings for your idlers, and we have magnets, bed springs, and rubber feet for the bottom of the printer. I'm not going to take them out of the bag, they're very boring. Big bag of JST connectors and pins, and they'll go into my stash, and a Fysetc sticker, which and this is a nice addition to this kit, is these PCBs with threads in them. These are fantastic. They go down inside your 1515s, so you don't have to leave nuts floating around inside that, and it makes installing things so much easier. I have another small electronics bag. This one has an end stop switch. That will be for the filament run out sensor that goes in the foot of the printer. I don't install them because I have no need for it. I prefer the rear mounted, as you'll see on my Ultimate V0 video. And you have your Z motor cable and your MCU power cables. Belts and an anti-backlash nut. I'm interested to look at these belts because my original V0 didn't come with Gates belts. However, somebody online mentioned that they did have Gates belts, and this one has dustproof belts that are not Gates. I had no issues with the original belts. I replaced them with gates just because I may have accidentally cut them too short whilst changing the tool head. And I had gates belts available, so I filled them. Obviously, the gears, those are pretty standard. The A and B motors, and nice anti-backlash nut for the Z motor. And come to the end of this section. Okay, this is all your screws, nuts and bolts, heat set inserts, generally just all of your hardware. Now, I'm not going to get all of this out right now, however, every single bag is labelled with the sizes. That's really nice. And it also includes the quantities. I happen to know there are a lot of spares in these kits. So I'm going to clear some of this up and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, moving on. We have the linear rails. Obviously 5 of the same ones in this. Now I know Fysetc does sell a preloaded one, which is better for your X carriage. However, I did notice in my original kit, I jumped the gun and ordered a set of upgraded ones from LDO. But by the time my upgraded ones arrived, these ones had freed up nicely and were working great. Obviously, the first thing that'll happen to these is that they'll get dropped into a bath of IPA and then get re-greased with some premium grease. It makes sense to do it, and they're covered in manufacturing grease at the moment in different oils, and they will not last. You also get the little carriage holders and a load of spare ball bearings, which is nice. These are just sleeves that slip over your wires. I didn't like these, I didn't use them. They made it they don't bend too great, so they look a little messy around the heated bed area. And what I'll be doing on this one that I didn't do on my original was I'll be adding braided cable sleeving. And first of all, we have a Z motor. It's a NEMA 17 motor with the integrated lead screw. Nice and simple. We have a NEMA 14 pancake motor for the extruder. And then we have the 2 AB motors, which are NEMA 14 hybrid motors. And moving on to extrusions. I'm not going to remove all of the extrusions from here. However, as I said in my previous review video of the finished printer, these are fantastic. I really like the way that their anodizing is done. Also done after the cut, so you have nice anodized ends. And you also receive the, as well as the extrusion for your X axis, you also receive this one, which is a lightweight version, which it does weigh nothing. I didn't install this last time, but I've heard people have had some good results with it, so I'm going to give it a go on this one. And that concludes my Voron unboxing video for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see the upcoming videos of this one being built, as well as some other interesting projects that I've got coming my way. If you like this video, like it down below and comment down below if there's anything else you'd like to see me cover on the channel. Bye.